in the New York session this week. In the London session, we'll be trading live. There'll be signals in there. We'll be doing webinars. A lot of shit. A lot of shit's going to be going on in there. We had the whole rebranding, the Learn and Earn group.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yep. Yeah, so it's not just about signals now, guys. It's about giving the signals, you guys seeing us take the trades ourselves, following all the trades. You know what I mean? How we're breaking down the charts, what we're looking for, how to trade in the session. There's a total of 4 people that are going to be working in the Learn and Earn group. One of them's a scalper, one of them's we're doing intraday trades, also swing trading in there. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to learn how to trade or you want signals and everything like that, it's gonna be the place to be, for sure. For sure. Do you want to get started?
Yeah, I'll kick it off here.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Let's see what our boy DXY is up to.
I got you. Our boy DXY. That thug.
All right, guys. So for those of you that have been here before, you guys know we always start with the dollar. DXY is the symbol here. And what we're going to do is, for pretty much every pair here, is just assess the overall trend, drop down to the lower time frames, and kind of plan out, based on the 4-hour, what this week could potentially, how it could play out. Okay, so starting off on DXY, again, you don't really trade this. This is just, we use this more as an indicator because we want to know the trend of the dollar. Like, what's the dollar doing? It has the most effect on the market. It makes up for 80% of all trade. Is considered the reserve currency. So it tends to have a lot of influence on all the major pairs and, even commodities, just a lot of the market. Okay, 80%. So like, we're going to see some movement once this starts to move. So it's a good idea to kind of see what's going on here first, right? Use it as an indicator, just assess the trend, see what's going on, and then move on to some other pairs with all this in mind. Okay, so we're here on the daily. Clearly this is bearish, right? We're seeing lower lows, lower highs. The most significant level for where price action is currently is this monthly, right at 91.5. Okay, this has been a significant level for a while. It's labeled as our monthly. And once we broke below this, we were very much bearish on the higher time frames. And as we're breaking above it, we're very much bullish. Okay, so what did we see recently? We saw this level break. We saw a pretty deep pullback. We actually tested a trend line, formed a lower high, and then now we're moving back through the monthly. Okay, so we were bullish for a minute there. We were waiting for some sort of continuation to the upside to see if this had any strength, right? See how far this was going to go. But as you can see, it just played into the overall trend. And now we're moving, again, back below our monthly. So let's go to the 4-hour and see how likely this re-break of this monthly is, and if we're really going to continue down again to new lows, or if this is just, some consolidation, or this is a fake out and we're going to see an upside push. So here we are on the 4-hour. Here's that level that was just broken, 91.5. Okay, we had a huge surge to the upside, came back down. Clearly, we're in a very strong 4-hour trend, right? Lower lows, lower highs, good structural formation the whole way, right? And then what do we see at this monthly as we're breaking it? A nice double top, and then pretty strong bearish movement. So from this level, we really just want to see this trend continue, right? I want to see a lower low below this lower time frame support level, some sort of lower high, and then a continuation to the downside. So honestly, that's where we're at now. Just want to play this down, keep riding this trend. So yeah, we're just favoring a bearish outlook on a DXY right now for this week. Okay, so we could definitely see, this move down to 90 potentially, 90 flat. But yeah, it depends if we consolidate or, if this move actually does follow through and we see that lower high form. All right, so what's the flip side to this? Let's say this bearish trend is just a fake out in an overall, higher time frame bullish run here. So if we see a break to the upside back above this monthly once again and a higher low, then we could comfortably say that this is back to the in a bullish trend, back to the upside, and we'll have highs as targets. Okay, but this really needs to confirm a higher low. You want to see this move above very nicely, reach a nice high here, come back, form a very nice clear higher low. Because again, if this could still be a fake out, you really want to wait for that confirmation. Okay, because we're around this monthly zone, so it's very important that you wait for the conservative trade to play out. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Definitely favoring a bearish dollar this week. So let's move on to AU. Okay, this is the first actual pair we're going to trade. We're going to start on the daily, just the same as we did with the dollar. So what we're seeing here is overall bullish trend, right? Most significant zone is this weekly, right at 76 flat. Okay, we've been holding there quite a bit as support. Very strong here. There's a ton of consolidation and still held. And now it looks like we're seeing some bullish volume step into the market again, potentially a pattern forming right now. We're going to drop to the 4-hour and see, but basically what we're seeing right here on the daily is it's overall bullish. Okay, so we're going to try and favor that trend on the lower time frame and see if we can't catch a trade. So what do we see here? Dropping to the 4-hour now. Okay, here was that rejection off 76 flat or weekly zone, right? Nice consolidation here, a little bit of a pattern. Here's the breakout, nice rally, good conviction. Then we found new support right here, right where this 38.2 fib level is, pretty much at the 0.7725 level, holding as support, very strong. So it's looking like this is going to continue to the upside, right? So ideally, you can get another retest of 38.2. Just look for the proper bullish setups. Nice convictions, what you want to see, kind of breaking this lower level here. There'll be entries on here, and then we're looking to target towards key levels of resistance. So 0.78, potentially 80 flat if we get through this level as well. Okay, but the flip side, let's say this isn't ready to break out. You could see this just kind of continue to consolidate for a little bit and then maybe break to the downside, but we wouldn't really consider any shorts until we see at least a lower high below 0.7685. Okay. So you just want to see this break lower, pull back for the retest, show us some bearish setups, and then you can take some lower time frame trades in there. And if this plays out, you would pretty much do the same thing down at the weekly, wait for the break or retest. Okay, so it's going to bounce or it's going to break lower. And then, yeah, look for the lower high. So this is where we're at right now in AU. Definitely favoring a bullish trade here. And pretty much as long as we're above this support, these levels of support, we're pretty much bullish. All right, so looking pretty good on AU. Let's move on to AJ. It's going to have a little bit more volume as AJ normally does. Let's go to the daily first. This is also very bullish. Again, as AU and AJ, correlate pretty well, both showing overall bullishness. Key level on this pair is our weekly here, right at 8325. Price action is doing the same thing that we saw in AU, pretty much dancing around the zone, just trying to secure this level as support. So we know we're overall bullish, right? We're first going to look for that bullish trade to play out. So let's go to the 4-hour and see if we see anything. Okay, let's reset the chart, square it up. All right, so here we are on the 4-hour. There has been a bit of ranging here. So this is clearly defined, guys, right? We're getting to these highs, we're pulling back, we're getting to these lows, we're pushing up. This is a range, right? And then even more so here, more defined, just, a little more consolidation, a little stricter in price action. But there's clear resistance here at 84.4, clear support at 83.3 right at the weekly. And price actions, again, obviously been playing in that. So you have a couple choices here. Either, continue with the overall higher time frame bullish trend, try and play the range. You could catch some buys in here, look for the lower time frame, break a structure. Here's one actually right here on this engulfing. Right, probably something happened on a lower time frame. So you could play the range, enter on something like this, target 84.4, and then ideally, look for that to break. You want to see a higher low above this range. That would really give us confidence in a nice little rally, preferably up to the -27 fib level. So that could be definite possibility. Looking that way right now. Definitely some good trade positions in here. But what's the flip side, right? Let's say this fails to push higher. We just see lower highs, lower lows. We see a break of the weekly, right? We're not going to enter on that initial break. You want to wait for the retest to confirm that this is an actually broken zone, right? So you'll see that lower high, try to enter on some bearish confirmations, and then target lower down towards 82.2, which is the next logical level to target, right? Because that's where price action has been acting most violently, right? Off this level here, 82.2. So that'd be a nice target. Okay, so there's some good movement here on AJ. Again, it's got a lot of volume, so this is actually presenting some decent opportunities. Just got to wait for those confirmations. Might be seeing something, here pretty soon. So yeah, that's AJ. Let's move on to UJ. This one is pretty interesting. It was very overextended for quite a while. We saw a pretty aggressive pullback. Is it exaggerated? I guess we'll see in a minute once we drop to the 4-hour, but let's just assess the trend here on the daily for UJ. Overall bullish, clearly, right? But we really have to look at this in the sense that it's pulling back, right? We obviously got past this higher low, but was this a higher low that formed structure? Not really. It was overextended. So this pullback's pretty anticipated, right? So it is showing extreme bearishness on the 4-hour. So you're either going to continue to ride that 4-hour trend and just wait for a daily level to be hit for us to continue with the overall bullish trend, or it's just going to melt and pull back, pretty dramatically depending on what DXY is doing. So right now we're seeing this pull back. The likely scenario is this keeps pushing down before we find support, but overall very bullish on this daily. So let's go to the 4-hour now. See what we're looking at on this time frame, because clearly we know this is a very, very dramatic bearish 4-hour trend, right? As you can see, we're just blowing through levels of support here, pretty much just disregarding every level, just blowing right through it. Quick retest, continuation down. And now we're seeing a little bit of consolidation, but no real pullback, still lower highs all in here. So again, very likely that it's going to keep pushing down towards 107. If it does pull back, there would be entry opportunities off the 38.2. Look for that. So that's your short opportunity, right? Just riding this 4-hour trend. And of course, structure is always great. You want to enter on that. More confirmations. Good target here is like 140 pips down to 107. Great trade. Pretty good stop loss. Just above 108.4. So this is probably what's going to happen. We'll probably find support at 107, in which case we'll reanalyze. Probably be betting on a bounce at this level, but we'll see. So for right now, this is what we're looking at. But let's say I'm totally wrong and it doesn't even drop. It just pulls back, breaks through right through 108.4, just reverses this trend entirely on the 4-hour. We're not going to buy until we see a confirmed higher low. Okay, so you just want to see price action move above, come back and retest. Maybe give us a morning star, some exhaustion, and then a nice bullish variation to enter on. And then we're targeting back towards prior highs, key resistance at 110, and then potentially higher. But yeah, definitely looking more bearish as of right now. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. That's UJ. Next is EJ, and then we're going to wrap it up with gold. Let's start on the daily first with EJ. Overall, super bullish, guys. So super bullish, and it's good to see. We're seeing nice clear structure, higher highs, higher lows, nice steady trend. We are seeing some consolidation right now, but right now we're seeing some volume, but we just saw a ton of consolidation. Okay, so overall bullish. Let's drop to the 4-hour, see what we can spot. Okay, zooming out a little bit. Okay, so there's a pretty good range that was formed here. As you can see, just price action touchdown here. Push back up, clear resistance here, push back down, clear support, back up to resistance. So this is a pretty wide range here that was established. Now we're, a little stricter on price action between 130 and 136. So it's pretty tight. We're seeing, some attempted breakouts. The volume's coming in. It's getting a little more volatile, right? As this consolidation, progresses. And that's not, well, as of lately, not really an odd characteristic out of EJ. It really loves to commit to whatever it's doing. So it's consolidating right now. It usually does it for a very long period of time compared to other pairs. If it starts to rally, it's very exaggerated. If it starts to fall, same thing. So whatever it's doing, it loves to commit to that. Right now, we're definitely seeing that consolidation. So we want to play it safe, right? It's either going to continue with the consolidation, in which case you'll see some potential entries here. If you can catch a lower time frame, break of something. Right off 130.6, target down towards 130. Again, play the range. But if you see this break to the upside, the only real conservative entry on this would be a higher low above 136, and it's got to be confirmed. You can't enter on this, right? This surge to the upside, this has no, weight to it. There's no closure above. You're not really getting a higher low here, nothing at all. So you can't really enter on something like that. Can't enter just on the break. Wait for the higher low. Wait for the conviction, and then enter on some bullish variations, and then start targeting negative fib levels. So again, this could be a really good trade. Could run a good amount after this amount of consolidation. So we'll see. We'll see how EJ plays out. All right, but again, as long as it's above 132 here, 130, right at this level, it's overall very bullish. This is still all playing into the overall bullish trend on EJ, okay? So that's why this could be a really nice aggressive move. A lot of pips, good risk to reward. All right, and then let's finally get over to gold here, which is pretty interesting. We are a key resistance, but we did see a little 4-hour trend change, looking a little bullish. But overall here on the daily, we're clearly bearish, right? Lower lows, lower highs. We broke 1800. That was a significant level. Shot all the way down to our monthly at 1675, pretty much to the pip. Saw a double bottom form there, and then we started pushing higher. So we broke through our first lower high, gave us a higher low, started seeing some rallying, and now we're back at 1800. So this is a really key level, right? This is kind of the level that kind of holds this trend right now. If we get above 1800, we'll generally be bullish here. If we see massive rejection off 1800, we'll still be considering a bearish trend on the daily. Okay, so let's go to the 4-hour, see if we can't find something a little closer to now, if it's playing out. All right, so here's that initial break, right? This was the break of the lower high. This movement here broke all this, came back down, higher low. Here's the rally, broke through some other levels of resistance, and now we're at 1800. Okay, so we are still pushing higher. These are still higher lows, right? Could be a higher low if we reverse right now, but it also could continue to consolidate in this level. So you gotta be careful here, because again, this is such a significant zone. You really want to wait for something concrete, and again, a break higher is not enough. You need to see a higher low confirmed. You need to see the trend continue beyond resistance, and that's how you really, find confidence in a trade. So that's where we're looking for the entry, right in here, this higher low, and then we'll play towards the negative fib levels, towards our weekly resistance, and so on. Okay, but if we do see that aggressive, reversal from here, let's say this is kind of like a head and shoulders. We see price action start to curve out here, push lower. Look for a break of 1765. Look for something of, a bearish trend here. Really want to see that lower high, and then continuation back to the downside. Okay, and you could even start targeting much lower, closer to this monthly. Because if this is a true reversal at this level, 1800, and then the daily is the daily trend starting to play in here, you're going to see a pretty large bearish leg to the downside. So again, it's just this level is really key. So we'll see how it plays out this week. But yeah, that's it. That's the analysis there. So quick recap from me. I covered DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. And you guys can always refer back to this. The analysis is dropped in Discord and Telegram. All right, so I'm going to pass this off to Angelo. He's going to cover some more pairs for you guys. That's all I got for now.
Sir. That was solid. Yeah, so just to reiterate, guys, the analysis we're doing on here is mainly just the higher time frame. So throughout the week, you guys can use this if you're struggling with identifying structure, you don't know what direction the market's going to head into, blah, blah, blah. This is all used just for that, for the sole purpose of that. So it can be used for the entire week since we're mainly working on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to start with some fresh charts here and just go through how I do like the entire breakdowns for you guys. Like Nick said, it's posted in the Telegram. So Nick posted his in the Telegram and the Discord chat. You can go back later in the week, see how things are playing out, see what the ideas are, everything like that. But I'm going to get started with NZD USD here. So as you can see, nothing on the chart right now, just completely, blank charts. Always start on the higher time frame on the monthly, and we're just going to mark down some key levels here. What I look for is where are points in the market where we are experiencing resistance and experiencing support, and they're kind of overlapping. I'll look for higher lows and lower highs, and what I mean by that is we can see the market starts to trend downward here. So it's forming this low, this pullback, this lower high, pushes to a new low, pulls back to this retest this support level, turned into resistance. So let's mark down some levels here. Let's not bring on the calendar. Let's mark down some levels here. We're going to start up here. As you can see, ton of resistance multiple times. Support was met here. So to me, this becomes kind of a major area, an area where buyers stepped in, sellers stepped in. If we bring this on and just look at how everything looks on the candlestick chart. Obviously, over here, some support, over to here, resistance. All these wicks are touching down, have some support here, resistance, 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 and then over here, we just rejected this level again. So this is definitely a major level here on NU. And then what I'll do is I'll start to come from this level, move my cursor down, and where is the next significant level? It's not in here, these like minor little pullbacks right here. We want to find a significant area. So as we can see right here, we've got the support all the way back to here. Support, 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 resistance, resistance. And then we can come on to the candlestick chart just to confirm everything. Looking back again, just look at the rejection from this level right here. So this is definitely a level that when price comes to, we want to look for reversals. We want to look and see how the market is going to potentially play off of it. I'm going to just come on, label everything as always, clean it up. And then I'm just going to measure this range here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mark down another level, just kind of right in between these. So now we have our main kind of area that price is within that we could look for reversals from or continuations off of, so on and so on. So this is just the monthly time frame. I've got, I don't know why I labeled this as the monthly. This is the weekly actually. So from here, it's kind of just one look. What is price action showing us on the monthly time frame? We had this huge bearish engulfing, and then as you can see this month, we have pushed back, and this is the last week of the month, guys. So keep that in mind. We're going to get monthly closure of this candle, and obviously it's fighting to potentially engulf this area, but it's coming to level previously where it closed as resistance. So monthly time frame not telling me much right now, so I'm going to work down to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, how are things moving? We obviously were in a downtrend back here, forming lows, lower high, lower low. Then we broke out of this downtrend right here to push to this new high, pulled back to form this kind of first higher low. And now the last few weeks, last 4 weeks have been pretty bullish, pushing up. But remember, we have this resistance at this level on the monthly time frame. We have the resistance up here. So we'll see. We'll see how high this thing can push up to. On every time frame below this weekly, I can tell you without even looking, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, it's all pretty bullish. And we'll go down now. So daily time frame, we broke out of the resistance right here, tested a support, broke the resistance right here, pushed up, formed a level of resistance, and now we just retested that, found support, and that's why this could potentially move up to its next point. And then we can come down to the 4 hour. It just breaks us down a little bit further. Here we can see we had this channel right here that formed, and I can even move this down a little bit more. And then we're seeing that same kind of thing now form. We have these highs and these lows. So these are continuation patterns. As you can see, we're forming that again right here. And then, so I'm bullish. I'm bullish on this. I'm bullish on NU right now. This thing looks like it could potentially make another high point. When would I try to actually start entering on this? We're starting to get a break of some resistance levels on the 4 hour, nothing too major, but break of this resistance level. We're breaking above this resistance level. So ideally, when would I try to start taking buys now? I'd go down to a lower time frame and I would be trying to take buys off of this level. Obviously, price is going to, around this area, either break and retest and go long, or price is going to come to this level, reject another time, and continue to play within this range. So this is kind of the two scenarios right now. Right now, it's certainly bullish. It's going to push up into this level, another 10 pips or so. And if I did come down to the 30-minute, yeah, I mean, right here would be your potential, buy opportunity. Came into the resistance, found support, huge bullish engulfing. And then at this point now, you're looking to target this high point first, move your stops a little bit tighter. So looking to target this area first, and then whatever happens here is kind of going to be the deciding factor with this. So that's my NU idea. Looking to go bullish on this, whether it consolidates more in the range or it actually starts to break out and go long, we'll wait and see. But if this thing, invalidates and goes lower, then we'll just try to get in on buys down here. Try to get in on buys down here. If it goes higher, breaks above, then we'll try to get it on buys up here. If it comes to this level and starts really rejecting it, then potentially we'll take sells. That's not, based on the trend being bullish. I'd rather be taking buys right now, but that's kind of just the top-down analysis for you guys, how to completely do it on NU. I'm going to go over now to UCAD, and we're going to do this one as well. So let's bump up to this daily time frame. I'm just going to take all of this off. So we always start on the weekly, or the monthly or the weekly. Always start on the monthly or the weekly, getting in what are our main key levels here. And this is like exactly what me and Nick teach inside the course. So we're teaching you guys to do the support and resistance levels, how to bring on all the different technicals, supply and demand, fibs. I haven't been using fibs as much lately, but obviously, fibs are part of the strategy as well. Trend lines, supply and demand, price action, all of these zones. So mainly support and resistance. So again, start from the top here, work our way down. Where is an area where price hits both sides of the market? We can see support here, some resistance here, support here, resistance here, support here. So this becomes one area. And what I like to also do is just highlight this area because it's more of like a zone than an actual line on the chart there. And then I'm gonna go ahead, make this into a monthly level right there. And then I'll work my way down, come back to the line chart, scroll down, where's my next potential area where I can see the support and resistance. We have resistance, and support right there. Come on to candlestick chart. Obviously, you can see price flip there, went bullish. We also struggled around this area another time. So this is another area that I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to mark this down monthly right here. And then I'll bring on my little zone. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time. Drag this on, get a weekly level in here. All right, cool. And then now again, the monthly time frame is kind of just one look. Looking at the most previous candle, what is going on? We have a large wick here, but price is bearish. We're in a downtrend, broke support. So sentiment on the monthly is bearish. And if you guys have been coming on the live sessions the last couple of weeks, UCAT has been the same analysis. This support broke, push down, support broke, push down, support broke here, push down, retest as resistance, push down, retest as resistance, push down. So this has clearly been in a downtrend. Going down to the daily time frame, this is as ugly as it gets, this consolidation in here. But it has broken out now, and it seems to be, pushing to the downside. Finally, we've been watching this freaking closely over the last couple of weeks, and we've been trying to get on shorts at these highs, and it's finally breaking lower. So just like zooming out a bit, guys, when it comes to structure, don't overcomplicate things. This is the trend. This is the trend. So a couple of weeks ago, when price came up to this level, the idea was that could we get that potential next lower high point in this downtrend? If you go back, look at the shared ideas, this is exactly what we were mapping out. Because it's just the trend. It's a downtrend, looking for that next lower high. If we were to actually bring on some fibs here, it's hitting this 61.8 area, which is one of our main reversal levels. And then again, if you play it forward, you can see here, this level was respected, and the level I'm talking about is this right here, this 61.8. This level was respected, once, twice, 3 times. 1 bearish engulfing, 2 bearish engulfings, 3 bearish engulfings. So, you know, price respected that multiple times. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to turn this to be more grayed out. Let's see if I could do it. So this all being said, you know, going down now to a lower time frame, down to the 4-hour, you know, this looks very ugly. This looks very ugly. I can't identify clear trends. We had this break of resistance. Now we're breaking below support. You know, what am I supposed to do with that? I come to the daily, looks a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to stick with the daily time frame for my overall structure. And then coming down to the 1-hour, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take note of price pushed up, price pushed down, pushed up, rejected this level, pushed down, found support, pushed up, rejected, support, resistance, support. So now what are we seeing? We're seeing a potential break below this level. Look at the 1-hour. It's flying right now. So if price closes and makes another push to the downside right now and closes lower, ideally below this wick, starts to make that push down, all we're going to look for after this is going to be the retest. So push down, retest this area. That's where the liquidity is. That's where the orders are sitting. So if price does manage to break below, hold down here. And by that, I mean, if this candle closes in 20 minutes and then the following candle closes in you know, bearish. If this closes and the following candle is bullish, then this is just support just held. We don't want to be selling it. Support is holding. We want to be waiting for it to actually break some sort of structure or something. So yeah, I mean, this is the idea on UCAD. Looking at short, it's definitely bearish on the higher time frame right here, for sure. And now we're just waiting on the 1-hour, the 30-minute, and looking to get in on the best possible area for entries. And to me, right now, it would be a retest of this area. So we'll see how this closes. So that's UCAD. Let's go now to our good old friend GU. Let's bring this up to the monthly. Right here, we'll come on the Z line chart. And this can, as you guys can see, you know, I'm running through all of this fairly quickly. One of the questions that we've gotten recently is like, how long does it take you to do chart breakdowns? You know, we're doing the chart breakdowns in less than like 5 minutes a pair. But if you're just starting out, it could take you anywhere from like a half hour to an hour, you know, just to break down one chart.
The longest part is writing it up when we're doing the analysis on Sunday.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with taking a half an hour to an hour to break things down.
It used to take us, I'd used to scrap charts. I'd spend 30 minutes on a chart. You know, obviously when you're learning, you know, it's going to take you longer. Things, certain, you know, tools are foreign to you, but
Yep.
I used to go through an analysis and then scrap the whole thing and then do it again. If you don't like it, you know, you don't move on to a new pair and start over. So it's supposed to take a while. And then obviously with like anything else, practice, you'll become more proficient. You get quicker at it.
Yeah, no, it's you know, it's supposed to take a while, like Nick said. You're supposed to take your time on this. Obviously, once you're doing it so much like we're doing it, it's going to be a lot faster. But don't get discouraged if you're seeing us break charts down, you know, really quickly, and you're taking like a half hour, an hour. Like Nick said, you break it down and then you pull it. You know, you stop, you redo it. There's nothing wrong with that. Damn. Some good ass fucking water.
I don't know. It's going out of Florida. You guys got that good water.
Dude, I guess. Well,
you got a tan going too. That's good. Sun's strong.
Trying my best out here, hitting the beach, you know. All right. Let's start with G fucking U. So another one. All right. So again, guys, monthly time frame. Let's see, where is an area where we have support and resistance? We have support right here, resistance right here. Price is actually coming back up to that resistance level right now. So I'm just going to mark an area right here. I'm going to come on to the candlestick chart just to confirm. As you can see, support, resistance, now resistance again in this area right here. So we've got that marked down. Now let's come down to something lower. And I don't want to get confused with all this noise, these minor pullbacks, everything like that. I don't want to be concerned about that. I want to look for major moves in the market. And if we can't find another level, and then there's just like this bottom here, like specifically on GU, price never moves below this level down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark my next support level all the way down here. We don't need to be too concerned about it because price is literally 1,500 pips away from this area or whatever. Yeah, 1,500 pips away. So obviously, I'm not going to be too concerned with price all the way down here. If anything, what I do want to do, let's go up to the monthly, right here, the weekly, right here, boom. What I do want to do is I want to mark something above here in case price does move up. And I see we have a level right here based on support, all this support, resistance. Let's take this, boom. All right, so I have my levels drawn. Let's come down to the weekly. And again, we're just doing that one look on the monthly. How is price action forming? Certainly very bullish, forming a little level of resistance, but definitely still bullish. Down to the weekly time frame. How does this look? We pushed this new high, formed support, broke below support, and then now we're pushing up, hitting the resistance level. So we could see GU reverse from this level and finally make that push down that everyone's kind of been waiting for. Coming to the daily time frame, what is this telling me? Price was in that downtrend, broke the resistance, pushed down, retested as a lower high, pushed down to the support level. And now we just pushed up. We're kind of, respecting this level. This is not clean. This is not clean at all. This broke the resistance, so if anything, the daily time frame is kind of telling me that this thing's a little bit bullish, but I'm personally sticking with my bearish sentiment. Price reversing from here, I'm more confident in that. So coming down to the 4-hour, I see something to back this idea up. I have this support level here that broke, pushed to this new low. So now all that I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to come back into this resistance level right here. That would be the ideal spot to short this. And then as you can see, bringing on the fibs, we've also got the 61.8 right here, 70%. So definitely a good confluence area. We've got resistance, the fibs. The last thing that I would look for here would be some sort of bearish engulfing, bearish variation. This is all the way on the higher time frame, so this would be like a swing trade, but this would kind of be the idea. If price came up here, started to reject the fuck out of this level, I'd short it, and my targets would be that next push to the downside, which would be all the way down there around the 137,800 area. So that's definitely my idea on GU. Going back to UCAD, it's two different ideas. UCAD looking to go short, so I'm looking for the dollar to decrease in value. And then GU, I'm also looking to go short. So those are two opposite ideas, which is good to kind of have opposite ideas because if one doesn't play out, I have another one. You know what I mean? I have a reverse kind of other side of the market looking at a different position. So like, don't get confused and think the major pairs are always going to move the exact same way because they're not. They're definitely not all correlated 100%. So don't get confused in that. So that's my idea with USEF. I'm going to do, or GU, I'm going to do USEF and GJ to wrap it up. And then we'll hop off. So if you guys have any questions, throughout the session, just post in the chat. This will be recorded. And at the end, I'll detail a little bit about the Learn and Earn group, the free trial that we have going on, what's going to be going on in there for the week. So let's look at USEF. One look again, everyone knows the rules. We've got this push down, the monthly time frame. Obviously this month has been very bearish right here. So let's just mark down some levels. So we know kind of what we're looking at. And again, how do I draw these levels? I'm just looking left. I'm looking left. Where is price forming? These lows, these lower high points, look right here, this lower high, this low, then we come up, break into a bit of an uptrend, form this high, higher low, higher high, then we break into a downtrend right here, so where am I seeing those overlaps kind of in the market? And I want them to be relevant to where price is right now. So looking left, we have this area, sniping those levels, resistance, support, resistance. You know what I'm saying? So definitely a level right here. Boom. And then if we start from here and move higher, did not mean to do that. Just move our cursor up, keep moving up, keep moving up. Does this signify a level? We had support, resistance. So if we come back onto here, we can kind of see this a bit clearer. Struggled around this area, rejected it, came over here, found some support here, came over here, found support, found support, found support. So definitely a level. And as you can see, price is moving off that dramatically now. So I'm going to come on, because of the fact that these monthly levels are so close, I'm not going to mark a weekly level in between. They're only 3,500 pips apart. So I'm going to leave that, or 350 pips apart. So I'm going to leave that on there. And we're going to come down to the weekly. We're going to see, what's going on this time frame. Weekly time frame, very bearish. Price pushed down 3 weeks ago, followed up by 2 more weeks being bearish. And when is the next area this could push down? Look at our monthly level. Price will most likely now make its move to its next liquidity zone, this next area where orders are just sitting at, waiting for price to equal out. So I'm going to bring this on. So these are essentially just areas with value. So previously, price found a lot of value in these areas and then moved off of them dramatically. So now we're seeing this once again. Price came up to this value area, rejected it, and now we're about to come back down into this next value area. So let's come down to the daily time frame, keeping it super simple, guys. Keep it simple. We've got price breaking support, retesting as resistance, breaking support, retesting as resistance. Now is price going to break support here, head to our new low? Look how last Friday closed with that huge bearish candle right here. So obviously a lot of sellers coming down to the 4 hour. We can see this even more clearly. This low, this lower high, this low, this lower high, this low, this lower high, and then fucked around a bit over here. So ideally, our next position is going to be like this. Bring this, I'll color this a bit more. So look at the trend. The trend was very bearish, forming lows and lower highs. Now, ideally, price broke this level. So ideally, we get that next potential lower high, which would be right here. Price could certainly just continue low. Price could continue lower, which would be completely fine. But in downtrends, we don't want to enter on lows. We want to enter on lower high points. So this is what I would consider to be a low. This could pull up. If we were to short here, price could come up all the way to this level and still be in a downtrend. But we would be in a trade from all the way to the bottom. And our target would either be that next monthly level down here, or let me get this off, this next monthly level down here, or if we're using our fibs, would be, I'm just going to come back up to the 4 hour, so we're basing this off of 4 hour time frame. If we're using our fibs, I'd fib from that previous lower high, which would be all the way up there. I drag this across to that new low. We can see that 38.2 is what's being tested, rejected 2 times there. So then this would be our target right there. That negative 27 is the first target. and then negative 61.8. Those are always the target levels using the fibs. Now coming down to the 30-minute, what would be better for us? Would it be better to get in right now and have price potentially retrace all the way up to here? Or would it be better? And look at the risk reward there too. It's only 1. So we're only shooting for 1 times our risk. As opposed to a price retraces at the least up to here, we can move stops a bit more. We can move stops above the high right there. And then our first target becomes, 1.7 risk reward. And then target number 2 becomes, 1.35 or whatever. 1.3 risk reward. So always try to enter on the lower highs, guys. This is the idea on USEF, waiting for the pullback because we can't enter right now. And using the 30-minute time frame. So if we're using the 30-minute time frame to enter, I like to shift from the 4-hour to the 30. If we're using this time frame to enter, this is where we broke support. Look at this. We had a little bit of an uptrend, broke the support level, retested as resistance 3 times, broke the support, retested as resistance. Now we just broke the support. Guess what we'll probably do? We will either probably fuck around about in this area like this, form a rectangle pattern, which is a continuational pattern, or we'll actually make our move back, retest the resistance, and then we'll be able to get short. So I'm just going to adjust this idea right here. Move this over a bit. So that is the idea on USEF, trying to go short on this one after the retest. And this is why every single major pair doesn't move the same. USD CHF, I'm looking to short this. That's my idea. But we need the buyers USD buyers to step in to push this up. If they step in to push this up, going back to our GU ID, then we could potentially get that GU pushed down. So like I said, not every pair is correlated, as closely. The major pairs, they're not all perfectly correlated. Some of them are going to be in downtrends. Some of them are going to be in uptrends. You know what I mean? Take your ideas based on what you see, not based on USD CADs I'm shorting. So I'm going to long. You know what I mean? Like, I see so many people talking about that and doing that, and it's so stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's good to keep it in your mind and like to consider it, but
it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time. All right. Last pair for you guys to wrap this up is we're going to hit GJ, which, going against what I just said, GJ and GU move pretty damn close.
Yeah. See, the good thing also, back to what Angelo said, like, it's not like there is correlation, it's not going to be exact. It is always changing because, like, AU and AJ are pretty correlated, right? But there is some, there's some key characteristics that are like main differences. JPY is a little more volatile, but they're not going to be 100% because you're literally talking about different economies here. There's so many fundamental factors and so many things happening to each of these economies that it's always going to be changing. So you can't live or die by these correlations or, by these, certain fundamentals in, conjunction with that. Like, you got to just trade what you see. That's probably like one of the main takeaways every time, just trade what you see.
That's it. Trade what you see. All right. So last pair, and we're going to wrap this up with this webinar. Let's do the fan favorite, GJ. All right.
Shit.
So this one, again, looking for the same shit, looking for where is resistance, where is support. Coming over here, we can see support, we can see resistance. So I'm going to mark this one down. Boom. And then make my way down from here. Where's that next potential level? I see some support here. I see a bunch of resistance over here. I'm going to mark this down. I'm going to come up to the candlestick chart, and then I'm going to just double check. Support there. All resistance along this level had support here as well. This is definitely an area that we have some liquidity at. I'm going to bring on this little rectangle tool. Look how this wick was kind of fishing in that area as well. Again, I just figured out that you can do this like extending thing on the rectangles. Man, it's a game changer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It changes everything.
It
It really does.
literally changed everything. I think I'm going to be 10 times more profitable now.
At least.
At least. Oh, all right. So mark this down. Now, again, one look, guys. This time frame, very bullish. We are pulling back, but overall, very bullish on GJ. Then let's look at the weekly time frame. Thing was like a fucking train going bullish. Now, look how we're forming. We formed this level of support last week, kind of pushed down below there. So we're potentially turning into a downtrend. We're definitely in a downtrend on every time frame below here. But we do have this major support level right here. So we'll see kind of how that plays out. Coming down to the daily time frame, as we can see here, guys, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we form this higher low right here. Price pushed up. I didn't realize how high price actually went here. It went up 200 pips. So price did make its move up. Now we push down and we're testing this level until we get this level right here. Until we get some solid closure below here, this is simply testing support right now. Coming down to the 4 hour. This is simply testing the support. We need this thing to really close below. We need it to hold below in the daily time frame before I'm really starting to sell this, in my opinion. So 4 hour time frame has certainly transitioned into a downtrend, broke support, pushed down, came back to retest. Now we're pulling back up, potentially to retest this level right here. So GJ is all over the place. GJ is all over the place right now. If I were to do anything on this right here early in the week, I would be waiting for closure, waiting for today's candle closure. If it closes bullish and remains above this level, then I potentially would want to buy. Then I'm potentially on this 4 hour time frame, and I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this break. It's breaking resistance. It's flipping around. That's what I would look for. Or if price doesn't even close this high, then I'm just looking at this for this to go down into that next zone down there. So last one, quick analysis on GJ. Like Nick said earlier, all of the analysis is going to be posted in the session. Someone said, is Tommy still going to do a live later today? I've got to check with him on that one. I'm going to actually shoot him a message right now. If he didn't do it today, though, we'll get it done. We'll get it done tomorrow. And he would send the link, but so far nothing. Yeah, I think he meant to send the link and like forgot to send the link. I don't know. So I got to check with him. No problem, Darren. Actually, Darren, message me in the Discord. I know you were on a vacation today, but shoot me with a message or like taking a trip or something. So hit me with a message. Everyone else, guys, we are doing the discount for the Learn and Earn group, or not the discount, just the free trial. So this week, if you want to try out our signal room, the Learn and Earn group, we're changing it from just signals to Learn and Earn because we have multiple traders in there now giving their analysis. We're doing live sessions during the New York session and the London session, and we're doing webinars in here. You know, like I was saying to Nick, me and Brian, we did about freaking 5 hours worth of back tests in. I posted all of them in here. You guys can, if you want to, go ahead and watch through those. We're also posting analysis in here. Each of the traders are sharing their ideas, and then we're going live. And there's still signals in here. You know, during the week, we're still giving out the signals with the take profit, everything like that. Let me scroll back a bit. Like as we can see here, we had one here last week. So there's still signals being given as well. Because I know a couple people are like, oh, I don't have time to hop on the live sessions. You know, obviously work, whatever, you know, which is understandable. So the signals will still be given out with the entry, the stop loss, and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to try it out, this week. Don't have to put in your credit card. It's completely free. And then at the end of the week, you guys decide if you want to continue with it. You don't get the Forex League like membership, like the actual full course with this. That's separate. But there is a course that's included, and obviously there's a lot of other value. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that this week. And then any other updates I will share with you guys in the Telegram. And if you have any questions, we'll post it in there. I might start doing like 2 days a week, 1 day a week. I'll hop on and I'll do like a 1 hour, Q&A type deal where you guys can ask questions and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll post the recording of this on YouTube, and then we'll be back. Wednesday? We'll be back at nighttime, at like 8 p.m. for the next free live session. But definitely just take advantage of the free trial. Take advantage of the trial this week so you guys can get in on some more free sessions. And if you guys are in, we'll see you guys in there.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, no problem, guys. Awesome. And enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah.
See you guys soon in the next session.
Yeah, see you guys soon. And obviously, markets just opened up. Be careful. Don't be over leveraging your account. I know a lot of people use the analysis that's given, the watch list and the analysis that me and Nick post. Just use it with a grain of salt. Don't be risking your whole account on the analysis. I'm also going to do a little recap of the analysis that we gave out last week, so you guys can see how you can use the analysis to your advantage. I'll post that in a little bit, and yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next session. That's it.
Peace. Peace.
Peace out, everybody.